Well, if you've been following for some time now, Unim said for the past 3 days, no, we've been talking about the leaked petitions. What you say? Omo petition say Chief Justice yen no. So far, we've talked about 2. Bakon a group ya near from the Shining Star. No. Afenyo mark in nyame bia wo ye omo twini ni na den ebe mu. Na Chief Justice nankasa no. Ne nyame bia wo no nso ye no. What you say? And Ram sanso de police ni penyin bia wo sanso ye lawyer. I friend Mr. Akogu. Ono nso ne dia wo trese Chief Justice ne nyama bia wo de ye no a entwa ye. And also me de bremo. Now, if you want a summary of that, now I did the long reading of that, okay, and it's on this channel. But if you want a summary of that, channel na me show me name no, the channel I show my face no, Senate Talks Politics no, me a summary, very short video on that. What you say, and then no, our comment box ni mo, link no comment box ni mo. Ohwe we are obetumi ahwe no so na tre say ye hu de ekọ. But let's do the third petition. Into the third petition no. A Ghanaian citizen be a friend Daniel Ofori, and also a petition His Excellency George Dramani Mahama say unyi Chief Justice no. Yen hen nsem a wokan nsem men okafa Chief Justice ne ho. No hunti yenyi Chief Justice no. Now any as a petition for the removal of Honorable Chief Justice Her Ladyship Gertrude Saki Tokonu pursuant to Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. As introduction, I, the undersigned, respectfully petition Your Excellency for the removal of the Honorable Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Her Ladyship Gertrude Saki Tokonu, CJ, on grounds of stated misbehavior and incompetence under Article 1461 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Also, I state below 21 specific allegations of misbehavior of the Honorable Chief Justice and 4 allegations of incompetence, all of which relate to the Honorable Chief Justice's discharge of her administrative roles and functions as head of the judiciary, responsible for its supervision and administration. It also no. In Baku 21, ni total ni na nsem a wo raise against Chief Justice no 25. Now 21 say Chief Justice no wendi ne huni. Nsem ni na 21 wembu ne ho wendi ne huni. Na 4 a ewom say Chief Justice no ejuma na yede man no as a Chief Justice no on sem fata say wo se wo ye ontumi nye or ye incompetent wa bon. It's basically no nsem no. I want us to quickly go into the issues because I want to cut us some time. Unze eya no more introduction sana eyana, we all know what they are talking about. It's about the law and all that. Now quickly let's go into it. Now as a statement of misbehavior, and misbehavior eye in Baku 21 no. Odinkan 1. Also, in 2023, the Honorable Chief Justice misappropriated the sum of 261,890 of public funds for the benefit of the Chief Justice for her private foreign travel with her husband, Mr. Francis Kofi Tokonu, and her daughter, Miss Edem S.A. Tokonu, and $30,000 in per diem allowance when, to her knowledge, neither the husband of the Chief Justice nor the Chief Justice's daughter were entitled to have their travel or any travel allowances paid for out of the funds of the Judicial Service. Inti Mr. Daniel Ofori and Obabe Rezi issue of the Chief Justice per diem okoko tia $30,000 ema ne yere ema ne kunu ene ne ba no. Inti papai ene Rezi sa allegations no etia the Chief Justice no. Okay, inti we dey yenim the dada. But we are now going to the documents. Now, the second one, in 2023, the Honorable Chief Justice misappropriated the sum of 75,580 Ghana cedis out of public funds for Ethiopian airline tickets for the Honorable Chief Justice and her husband during the vacation of Her Ladyship to Arusha, Tanzania. Into aside $30,000, any 261,000 a year Ghana cedis no. Or say in another instance, Chief Justice also spent 75,000 Ghana cedis. Wadini kunu etu kwan eko Tanzania. Ekurobi friend Arusha. Third, in 2023, Her Ladyship, the Honorable Chief Justice, obtained from the Judicial Service an accountable interest in the sum of $14,000 to the Honorable Chief Justice to travel with her husband to Arusha, Tanzania, which he failed to retire. We are no Chief Justice is also spending 14,000. Which sika Chief Justice now spending any asem ketwa or spending Ghana sika 261,000. Ewo nebusian so spending $30,000. Ewo nebusian so Sanso spending 75,000. Ewo ni kunu so Sanso spending $14,000. 75,000 near Ghana city. Sanso spending $14,000. Now I want to do a calculation, okay? Ni enhwe Chief Justice no. The total amount of sika was spending, right? Ewo nebusian so. Ananke ni kwanse was spending say sika no. So the calculation we are going to do is 30,000 and then the current rate plus 261 maybe. Just a minute. 261,890 plus 75,580 plus $14,000, right? 14,000 times 15. Into okay, Chief Justice no spend close to 1 million Ghana cedis. Into apparently, no, the Chief Justice spends about 1 million Ghana cedis. Close to 1 million Ghana because 997,000 Ghana cedis, right? Into close to 1 million Ghana cedis. Nebusian Forso in just 2023, and it is the taxpayers' money, right? Into cool. Fourth, also in July 2023, Her Ladyship, the Honorable Chief Justice, without the knowledge of the accused person and his lawyers, unconstitutionally interfered with judicial proceedings in a case of Republic versus Jachikwesin. Into after 1, 2, 3, 4. Into we raised 3 cases of a sikasem Chief Justice in Wendy Huni. Now if we back cases be a Chief Justice nso oye den odi into say in July 2023, Chief Justice no without the knowledge of a accused person and then the lawyers, Jachikwesin and the lawyers no. Chief Justice ne ho ba be ra case bi mu anenke ni kwan so wo yesa yenko case ni mu. Also in July 2023, Her Ladyship the Honorable Chief Justice, without the knowledge of the accused person and his lawyers, unconstitutionally interfered with judicial proceedings in the case of Republic versus Jachikwesin, suit number CR/0264/2022 in the High Court Criminal Division 3 by causing officials of national security to go and seize from the court's computers on which proceedings in the case and other cases in that court were being recorded, ostensibly in connection with investigations into allegations of tampering with the record of proceedings in a said case. Into say Ghana public no any Jachikwesin case be koso. Chief Justice no ede ne ho ba be ra case ni because Chief Justice no esoma national security say wo monkonko seize computers be na courts no use so a wo dey record the proceeding, the case na koso no. To see in the case and other cases in that court were being recorded. Inti Chief Justice na dia wo ye no case koso computers be a dey record the case no. Chief Justice no esoma national security omunkonko seize computers no. Meanwhile bibi say no e was say wo bo lawyers na mane. And you see Usha allegations are one day to Chief Justice in so it looks like it was more like tampering with evidence because Mama Watiasia said ye can a proceedings in court are there a year evidence pa the recordings are air course or court. Mr. Akogu ni issue I will raise ye etia Chief Justice no said the Chief Justice ni na wie no recorded proceedings no Chief Justice no ekokotwa ntro wo mo falsify o yi nsem ni bi free mu and utie we mu nso nsem o mo kan Daniel Ofori nso nsem a wo kan case koso ye record ekoye den minim say record na koso no na Chief Justice ni hu ne say ebetumi adane evidence etia say MPP abanyo say then I don't know Wasuma National Security say wo munko seize computers na air recording of the case na air koso no. I seriously don't understand these allegations of recording. I don't know what was wrong, what was going on with this Chief Justice. And all these issues, no one's any NT. And so it's really surprising what was going on with the Chief Justice. I say, yeah, recording same hey, Mumbongo, what's happening? What's a fit? The Honorable Chief Justice, without the knowledge of the accused person and his lawyers, unconstitutionally interfered with judicial proceedings in the case of Republic versus Jachikwesin, suit number CR/0264/2022 in the High Court, Criminal Division 3, by accusing the arrest and maltreatment at the offices of National Security of Judicial Service personnel, of the ICT Division of the Law Court Complex and Judicial Service personnel at the High Court Criminal Division 3, as well as questioning of the said officials of the Judicial Service by the officials of the National Security that the Honorable Chief Justice had caused to go to the High Court Criminal Division 3. Hey, this is serious. Actually, say, Chief Justice, no, I mean, allegations are there bonus, no. Of course, say, yanko arrested, Niansan Sumon treaty, encrophobia no muye juma with the Judicial Service, no. What ya say? Judicial Service, hono, encrophobia no muye juma with ICT Division. And omuna, me assure say, computers ni record keeping, omune woman sem. Allegedly, no, as a Chief Justice no ma National Security for ekoko encrophobia wo ho, ediomo bone, emo treaty omo. Charlie. Lot to me kasa Ghana pound. I said the Honorable Chief Justice falsely and maliciously accused two members of staff of the Judicial Service, namely Francis Baden and Adjoa Boatema Prempe, of tampering with the record of the proceedings for 19th July 2023 in the case of Republic versus Jachikwesin, suit number CR/0264/2022, and set up a committee of inquiry, also without the knowledge or involvement of the accused person and his lawyers, even though the proceedings alleged to have been tampered with related to proceedings in a case and were of interest to the accused person. In the Chief Justice, no, esanso accuse yesenkrofo mienu bia wo moye adwuma o Judicial Service so abako ndin de Francis Baden, another one your friend Adjoa Boatema, or accuse omo say omo e de omo nsa kan records bi. But you see, the issue with this person, asemo awo kan in answer, sa records na Chief Justice no, or accuse san krofo ya wo ma National Security ekochi nkrofo ni na no, na eye case bi a ekoso a involve Jachikwesin. Inti ne pepe mu no, na ke wo say Chief Justice, ema Jachikwesin lawyers ehun say, oh, case a Jachikwesin case a ekoso yi, etirasem a eba ene say, me Chief Justice mi susu say, enkola bi eye adwuma wo Judicial Service no, recordings bi nkoso yi. Inti me etwi omo aso. Inti wo tie nipa ko we asem o ka Chief Justice no ammo Jachikwesin ne lawyers amane emra na case ne ekoso no wa wonim Jachikwesin case ekoso wo krom ha temra na case ne ekoso no Chief Justice na ambo Jachikwesin ene ne lawyers amane, and she was doing it behind them without the knowledge of offense and Jachikwesin and his lawyers, which I mean according to this person clearly no in try, because it was a substantive case. Nasa adie no, that matter was of interest. Okay, bet to me understand the outcome of the case. 7th, I said the Honorable Chief Justice arbitrarily, capriciously, unreasonably, and maliciously transferred Francis Baden, Deputy Director of ICT of the Judicial Service, from the said position to the Regional Administration Judicial Service Tamale, to coordinate activities or private process service in the northern, northeast, Savannah, upper west, and upper east and upper west regions of the country immediately upon Francis Baden being exonerated by a committee of inquiry set up by Her Ladyship the Chief Justice and reinstated to his position as Deputy Director of ICT of the Judicial Service as recommended by the committee from the false charge of tampering with a record of the proceedings in the case of Republic versus Jachikwesin. Inti yasi ya wana Chief Justice no, sa nkrofo a wa accuse omu, Chief Justice no set a committee of inquiry. But was set a committee of inquiry no na or transfer sa Francis ya or what ICT department he eko northern region to obi a wo enkran. Ebi oni ebusuan wo northern region. All of a sudden, ya transfer no de na call Tamale. And you see, the last time I said this, ewa ha say, we Ghana, security service ni government ejuma work government ejuma mu a, that is how they punish you. Because you to me pamel from government ejuma nti ye be transfer akọ baby a woni webusianfo kra ni ho. Ti ye transfer nipa kro ye say you accusing the falsely no ekọ tamale. But commission of inquiry a year search we no mu say oh say nipa kro chief justice na transfer ne de na akọ tamale no when di ondi boni bia nti chief justice nsem wo de to ne so no na ye ntro. Ehwa na yesanso de ne back to Accra. Say oh e dia ya ye nhwehwemu ne ehu ne say oh say wundi boni. If I can say, "Sami catch me the baby ameka, what the asema to me so me see and yame sa." And then the more investigation, must be deep on it. I feel the mu yimi fitamale aiden aba back to baby anamewo. And they said the mu ye mu nchani ye. Inti a part of the allegations are your debo chief justice. No? But you see all these things we didn't know. And then the MPP are going round and acting say chief justice no allegedly no undi bonibia. Hey. So this is what the Chief Justice was doing at the Supreme Court and the Judicial Service. Hey! And during the tenure of MPP, now same way ni wow! I see, hey, this is interesting. 25 allegations. I see, hey, the Honorable Chief Justice, in bad faith and arbitrarily and unreasonably transferred the execution proceedings initiated on the directions of Supreme Court before the High Court, Commercial Division 7, Accra, presided over by His Lordship Justice Lodo in a suit, Institute Daniel Ofori versus EcoBank, Ghana Limited, numbered CMMISC, from /0829 blah 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 /2021, from that High Court to the High Court General Jurisdiction, Accra, presided over by Her Ladyship Justice Ellen Mreku, simply to achieve a result that she had sought unsuccessfully to achieve when sitting in the Supreme Court as a member of the panel in Daniel Ofori versus EcoBank. Into wabo suit number no. And after receiving a petition from the lawyer for the judgment stroke debtor or respondent in suit number so and so, in respect of which petition she did not give the lawyer for the judgment creditor stroke applicant an opportunity to be heard. Now, Mr. Daniel Ofori raise issues that will be raising against the Chief Justice. After we born no ankasa na asem so say, or no, Mr. Daniel Ofori, on the EcoBank phone nya asem bi. Na asem na woni EcoBank phone nya ye no. Wo hwe Chief Justice no, first asem ne ba ye no na as a Chief Justice no, that time no onye Chief Justice, but not in a case ni be as part of the Supreme Court judges. But what you say na case ni kona na Chief Justice no ne nye because na Chief Justice no per se MC wo di asem no ma EcoBank for no. Inti ntwa ye inti Chief Justice no ba better than Chief Justice na no. NM say case no as a there ye some kokwasa nyama bi wom ati ase wa share that transfer case na ko baby a wonu feel say ye be di am no Chief Justice no. Na e wo case ni mo kra no wama encrophobia the opportunity to be heard. And you see, it is also an allegation that is really rising from this Chief Justice. A lot of people are raising these allegations against her, say, mama no, she didn't give opportunity to be heard. This is the same woman ne response to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and now letter trauma Mahama no eka say natural justice no na kiyentie wono nso nsem. But her allegations and encrophobia raising etiana as wono no one penny ntie encrophobia nsem. Those are the allegations people are raising against her. As of fan adwen na wa fan adwen onti obi ade no making a decision. I say ninth, the Honorable Chief Justice abused the power of the Chief Justice to transfer cases pending before one judge to another judge by ordering a transfer of a suit entitled EcoBank versus Daniel Ofori, suit number GJ0902/23, from the High Court, General Jurisdiction 6, presided over by Her Ladyship Justice Bwansi Amponsa, to the High Court, General Jurisdiction 8, presided over by Her Ladyship Justice Mreku, simply because she did not like a decision given by Justice Bwansa Amponsa to dismiss the suit, which ran counter to dissenting opinions of Her Ladyship as a member of the panel of the Supreme Court in Daniel Ofori versus EcoBank. And this is a serious allegation. Into Daniel Ofori say, 2021 oni Ecobank for nya asem Ecobank for no oni omunya asem no Eco Supreme Court na Chief Justice ni ti case ni so o hwe Chief Justice ni nsem a wo ka wo case ni so na Chief Justice no di ama Ecobank for but other judges no di ama ono Daniel Ofori inti Chief Justice ni ba be than Chief Justice in 2023 no Ecobank for enso yese omu sue Daniel Ofori no ema ne kokopie wo court foforo ekopie wo court foforo no judge na oti case ni so no na judge no bo Ecobank for omu asem egu inti ase case no pende before one judge a judge no be ma judgment no na Chief Justice answer that transfer case no akọ judge foforo because apparently judge nin nsem bia wo kan ene senior court no ekoye no na obi ehu ne say judge no bo Ecobank for nsem negu so she that transfer case no ko judge foforo ho a onu susu say sa judge no bedi ama wonu Chief Justice no in 2021 senior no person odima Ecobank no 2023 no person still case we was also dima Ecobank for sa inti Daniel Ofori nankasa ne nsem he said there were born nankasa ne personal issues are all raised etia the Chief Justice. Serious allegations. 10th, I say the Honorable Chief Justice contemptuously refused to comply with a decision of the High Court Accra Industrial / Labour Court 1 presided over by His Ladyship Justice Frank Abodri dated 30th July 2024 which ordered the reinstatement of a member of staff of the Judicial Service, namely Thomas Odei-Boafo, in a case titled Thomas Odei-Boafo versus the Judicial Service of Ghana. Inti wasanso free onunso ni case ne so akọ a different case so say Chief Justice Nboni a wasanso di ne say court ema order High Court ema order na High Court no na judge a what case ne so ye friend no Lordship Justice Frank Abodji na date no 30th July 2024 court ni ma order say a member of staff of the Judicial Service a ye friend no Thomas Odei-Boafo ye reinstating no. Ye reinstating some member of staff no because apparently na some member of staff no any the Judicial Service nya asem a ase de ye nedi. Inti ye de asem na kwa kopie e wo Labour Court 1 ema judge no ema order say ye di asem na wie nipa kra ye nedi from Judicial Service a ye friend no Thomas Odei-Boafo no ondi bone munsanso ma ne nya adwuma biom. Inti case no koko that Chief Justice nenim no one fa court order when you sue court order no it is an allegation inti no a contempt of inti Chief Justice nankasa no contemptuous so these are serious allegations via people have been badly affected so if the MPP come and sit down and say the allegations raised against the Chief Justice no ababi animu a so obi ye na ejuma a wondi bone ni apame no no wakọ court na court aka say wondi bone na ejuma no monsanso fama na Chief Justice say me mpene me fa ejuma ne ma no catch me say enya serious allegation it's not just because maybe that person is not an MPP person you don't even know but what catch me say enya serious allegation Charlie you see the issues being raised against the Chief Justice. And I tell you, MPP4, that is what they do. MPP4, no. They know, say, a lot of Ghanaians will not read the issues. It's you hear a Japamesa. Wakwa printed documents, no, and ordinary radio stations and TV stations. Look at these documents. What's frivolous excuses, frivolous reasons? What are these reasons? There's no solid reason in these documents. But so far, every single petition I've read to you here clearly shows say the issues raised against the Chief Justice no they are serious issues and what say your investigations meboa mon kan dem say meboa I said the Honorable Chief Justice contemptuously refused to comply with a decision of the High Court Accra presided over by Lordship Justice Frank Abodji dated 21st March 2024 which ordered the reinstatement of a member of staff of a Judicial Service, namely Philip Kumai Daliba, in a case titled Philip Kumai Daliba versus the Judicial Service of Ghana. Enye, sa nipa krona e friend Thomas Odei-Boafo nepe. Another person means so e friend Philip Kumai Ono nso eye adwuma o judicial or a staff member of the judicial service. Ono nso ye ma nejuma bono or the court tena asem ne so na court hu se dabi. Asem a ye de ato ne so anu nti nejuma bono no enye ono na waye enye ono nti no ye nsam so fa nejuma ma ne biom. Ye see chief justice say me ma nejuma me fa nejuma ma ne biom. You are telling me these are not serious cases? These are not serious issues? Hey, MPP4. The 12th one, or say, the Honorable Chief Justice arbitrarily, capriciously, and unreasonably dismissed Mohammed Musa, a Deputy Chief Registrar, High Court, Tamale, by letter dated 5th December 2023, in clear violation of Article 151 of the 1992 Constitution, and treated with contempt representations on the matter from the Judicial Service Association of Ghana and Mr. Musa. Also called Article 151. Chief Justice no etia embra. Opame papa bia ne efe no Mohammed Musa no ye Deputy Chief Registrar ema the High Court e Tamale. Chief Justice no pame no ya. Meanwhile, Article 151 ho no a clear violation says sa papa no na ke ni kwan say ebia ye yes ade na ye ditia no ana sa ade na Chief Justice ni ditia no. Na Chief Justice ni wie no representations of on the matter. Papa no nkrofo a wo mo representing on the lawyers ne nyama no. Wanfo obuo kra ma omo. Wanfo obuo masa wo to omo nsem kra to ba bi kra wanfi omo mpo. The 13th point. I said the Honorable Chief Justice arbitrarily, capriciously, and unreasonably dismissed Mr. Richard Buedu Echampong by letter dated 12 October 2023 on grounds of absenting himself without permission and reporting to work late, which are minor offenses under Rule 11 of the Judicial Service Code of Conduct, when dismissal is the harshest penalty for major offenses, and treating with contempt a decision of the Judicial Council on 29th November 2023 that a petition from Mr. Richard Buedi Echampong be duly considered. Mr. Richard Buedi Echampong was traumatized by the wrongful dismissal and unfortunately passed away in March 2024. Jesus Christ. Yes, papa bi wo hwa ye friend Mr. Richard Buedi Echampong. Na say oye late e wadwumem e na Chief Justice no e pame no. We di bone de. Nanso emra a e wo Judicial Service o tre say obi ye later ye mpame no. E bi e betwe na so ye be suspend no ana bibi. But pa say ye pame ne de da bi. Ye mpame nipa. Chief Justice ne pame sa papa yi. E na papa yi e de asem no ekokoto Judicial Council enim say later me ye ya Chief Justice na pame mi. It's too high-handed. Akwa say yesi obi akwa wia ebia 1 cedi. Na yesi nipa ko na we wia 1 cedi no. Yesi ye de na court, ye de ne court, yesi ye mfa into jail afebo. Eye nipa wa bokro no de we wia 1 cedi de. Nanso okokota ye okaka say onko da jail for life Obi abehun se nyansa enim. Nti basically no, that's what the Chief Justice did to this man. Papa nenso echo the Judicial Council for honey omo kasaye. Judicial Council for who say indeed papa no nensem ebi wom. Into Judicial Council for any Chief Justice no amo petition Chief Justice ne say wontie papa nensem na papa nensem no kware wom. Boni a wo ye late e wadwume mu no eni kwanse ye pame no. Ye mpame ni pasa. Ye see Chief Justice name free. Emma papa no odi areho ewuye. In March 2024, last year ya or the arewa sa oni ejuma sa and I would wuye just because he was late to work. Now the 14th point. I say the Honorable Chief Justice unreasonably and contemptuously refused to comply with an order of the Court of Appeal dated 23rd May 2023. Staying execution of a suspension imposed by the Disciplinary Committee of the General Legal Council, which Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, is chairperson of, on a lawyer, Kwame Fosuji Abo, and causing circulars dated 18 February 2023 and 15 March 2024, go be issued to all courts, requiring the court not to grant audience to the said lawyer. Munyamokai, Jiabo, any the former Chief Justice, Eni Nyeboa, Insensemba eno. And also, ye raise waha. You see, Court of Appeal Emma order on 23rd May 2023. Kase, Yenste execution of a suspension imposed by the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council. As yet, sir, Mr. Giabo, lawyer Mr. Giabo in Sema will raise it here, the then Chief Justice. No. Ye the neko General Legal Council say, na ki ye ne license e free in sem. Ena Mr. Giabo call court. Ena court, Emma General Legal Council say, Munyai dia mode ye Mr. Giabo no, stay of execution. Munya mo kaya. Around that time, na Chief Mami apparently the leader says that time na wababe than the Chief Justice fresh. Into the former Chief Justice December no na wababe than the Chief Justice fresh, right? So she was the head of the General Legal Council. Omo fi court ni order wa de ma omo no. And I remember that matter very well because around that time no na Samoku Jato we part of the General Legal Council. I think it is him. I stand to be corrected. But I think say allegedly ni Samokuja to crab abonte beka say hey no more General Legal Council like they take a decision na court ben e no more be say or betray General Legal Council no di omonye. There was a statement like that. It's apparently no Chief Justice no amfa ebuo amma court no say wo je lawyer be license e free nsem court ti asem ne hu say da bi de mo de lawyer na ntwa yie nti for the meantime ne de mamo nje license ne free lawyer ne nsem Chief Justice no say da bi ye beje efin nsem wo court ni yenti o wo ye hwan yemfiu nti say Chief Justice mum wenfa ebuo amma court Ghana court yen the other people no yenye den nti no so ye nti wo hwe sa Mr. Daniel Ofori cases here wo raise here Chief Justice na these are not small cases o these are not small cases na Chief Justice ni wie ye no ene ye say osanso kokoma secular say Mr. Giabo no case bia wo de beba court bia no ma court bia mfi no hey but you see all these allegations are here raised against the Chief Justice no the American say put yourself in the shoes of these persons and tell me whether you the diwa ebe ya there is that what the judiciary is supposed to be doing. 15th was that the Honorable Chief Justice unconstitutionally interfered in the judicial power of judges by purporting in a circular dated 18 February 2024 from the General Legal Council to direct as follows. The Honorable Lady Chief Justice and Chairperson of the General Legal Council has further directed that any order issued on Mr. Kwame Fosu-Giabo's application will be void. Chief Justice Nwiye no eno babe ma order. Say order bia mo be issue on Papa Way insem no yemfa. But it's not supposed to be so. I mean, every person is supposed to be given a fair hearing. It is only General Legal Council in Yasem. Now the Assem na kwa kopiemu wo court. Na court e rule amana. Chief Justice don't note General Legal Council so no atro letter say court bia obedi Assem ama papa yi bia no yemfa nya Assem. Hey. Tani ye no. And serious issues oh. 16th. I say the Honorable Chief Justice unconstitutionally interfered in the judicial power of the Kaswa of Fankor District Court in the case of Robert Sawale Mi Intosh, operating under the business name and style Unitrans Susu Enterprise versus Justice Akanji, suit number A2/76/2021, by summoning the registrar of the said court to her office in or about August 2023 and ordering him not to proceed with execution processes that were being pursued by the plaintiff based on a decision of the district court in favor of the plaintiff. Into obedi assembly na Kaswa of Fankor District Court obedi assem Kaswa of Fankor District Court na case of Robert Sawale chese ni business name awarded odi ejuma Unitrans Susu Enterprise. One papa bia ye friend Justice Akanji enya asem. Asem ne ye Kaswa asem. Chief Justice ni ne hu ba mu Emma woba be free registrar of the Kaswa court no. Ka share registrar no say or man order say ma on proceeding with the execution processes that were being pursued by the plaintiff ni ba kwa wono no asem no eye ne ya wode aba court no. Chief Justice no eti Supreme Court o Africa Kaswa court registrar na ka kire ne say nipa kro na asem a wode aba no mamundi mamumfi no mamumfi no is this the reason why na in same say na na ekoso na ema ebia parliament levy case a wom de koy no e delays ano. Into some of the cases na the ekoso ni Chief Justice to meet in the office ka say obi business any obi enya asem no businessman ni obi enya asem a wo de akokoti yendi ma no ni ya frɛ registrar say oh send your case ni kɔne nipa kro we asem no mamu mfie mamu nye we mu ntuntu bebe challenge for abro. Anyway, these are all allegations right here. These are all allegations, but nkrofo abre hey nansem hihye nkrofo bo hey nansem hihye nkrofo bo. The 17th, or say, the Honorable Chief Justice undermined the independence of the judiciary by nominating to the president for appointment. And you see, this one, no, all the other petitions, no, you read it. This one, all the other petitions, no, you read it. Emma, you said Chief Justice, the president, say, me pesa assume siba Supreme Court on me babe ye jumani nyamani nyano. See it yamra, but we've read all those things. The 18th one. Also, the Honorable Chief Justice arbitrarily, capriciously, and unreasonably transferred Justice Anoche Jima from the High Court in Accra to Kumasi on account of his decision in Republic versus Opuni and others to conduct the trial de novo after the case was assigned to him upon the retirement of Justice Honyonyega and Dr. Opuni case, no, and how it became a shamble at here, how shambolic it became. And also a issue, but we all know that story, so I don't want to even go into it further. The 19th point, also the Honorable Chief Justice arbitrarily, capriciously, and unreasonably reassigned the case of Republic versus Opuni and others to Justice Abuache Tando, who she then transferred from Winneba to Accra specifically for the purpose of handling the case. We also know that one. The 20th one. Or say, the Honorable Chief Justice arbitrarily, capriciously, unreasonably, and unlawfully interfered with the administrative responsibility of the Registrar of the Court of Appeal, Civil Division, Accra, to put an ex parte application in the case of Professor Margaret Kweku and ORS versus Electoral Commission and John Peter Mewu Sao case before the Court of Appeal sitting in Accra on or about 16 December 2025. Where 16 December, I'm sure 16 December 2023 or 2024 because you do 2025, 16 December. But way I think say yenim Sao case no and also PNT 21st point. Or say the Honorable Chief Justice acted arbitrarily, capriciously, and unreasonably when upon the plaintiff's representation in the case of Afenyomarkin versus Speaker of Parliament, she immediately and in the most unprecedented manner empaneled the Supreme Court for the hearing of an ex parte application in the said case. And also Afenyomarkin case no atwinity ewaha. Inti okase 21 cases are a tre say Chief Justice no misbehavior say when didn't huni. Now osanso kase 4 cases a tre say Chief Justice no wabon. Inti yankwa 4 cases are what they kase Chief Justice no wabon no eso. I'm very sorry, it's becoming very, very lengthy, but it's good that we know every single thing that's going on. In the MPP4, but no more year propaganda, we know what we are talking about. So they are saying say, all these allegations, no yembongu, just like that. Are you serious? Also, the Honorable Chief Justice unreasonably appointed as the Judicial Secretary a judge of the Court of Appeal, Justice Sarah Pamela Addo, who has continued to sit as a judge, thus creating inefficiency in the running of the secretariat of the Chief Justice. The incompetence, say wabone, say wakwakofa, a year judge, edinaba bedane, and you see this Justice Sarah Pamela Addo Ikra, no, resigning. But she has resigned. And you see Chief Justice, no, unreasonably, appointed the Judicial Secretary as a judge, but of Court of Appeal. As I said, the Honorable Chief Justice unreasonably appointed as the Judicial Secretary a judge of the Court of Appeal judge, and then Dani Judicial Secretary. Now, she continued to sit as Oye Judicial Secretary, no, now still, or sitting cases so as a judge. Into what that created, it created inefficiency in the running of the secretariat. So we'll be a secretary, I was a what's in a ho, no ye secretary, Juma. So Nipakuni a secretary, now still or cases as a judge. So you hear secretary near Bahwa, yes, the secretary no could case as a judge. Inti yema judiciary ho no cases no send yanka was say a contentem na nko because mind you cases no mostly no na secretariat ho and was say eko registrar ne sa level no ati ase inti no say onipa ko ne judge no a sitting judge na aba be appointed no as a secretary ni ye hia secretary ni eko na secretary ni ho na secretary di case a judiciary no that sector no ase umwa inti no you say incompetence chief justice ne trese wa bon because otena ase dwenya ko be hu ne say mame nko fa judge e mane man be dan secretary o de so be dan secretary kra na judge juma no me mane mfa nto ho ana bibi what you say basically that's that. The 29th point was the Honorable Chief Justice unreasonably appointed as a registrar of the Supreme Court, a judge of the High Court, Justice Helen Ofei, who has continued to sit as a judge, thus creating inefficiency in the running of the Secretariat of the Chief Justice. Inti the same thing was also it was Supreme Court no registrar, na oye judge, a sitting judge, and odino koko ye registrar, na still oye juma as a judge. Inti who here registrar no Supreme Court registrar na obeko ho no because registrar no na wo be file wo case ni wo bibia ansa no akole odi akwa to Chief Justice ni no mo afre case no oni Chief Justice na ye adwuma what ya say ade no inti say registrar no ye kɔ no etena case so as a judge dia onya adwuma onya adwen enya the peace of mind enya adwuma as a registrar inti eno nso incompetence Chief Justice no sebi nko tena ase adwen ho kakra nko be hu ade a me ye de trese ma bon. I said the Honorable Chief Justice unreasonably appointed as Registrar of the Court of Appeal Civil Division, a judge of the Circuit Court, His Honor Jojo Amwa Hagan, who has continued to sit as a judge, thus creating inefficiency in the running of registry of the Court of Appeal. Into Court of Appeal, she did same with the first Court of Appeal, another Court of Appeal, and then the Supreme Court. The fourth one, the Honorable Chief Justice by appointment of sitting judges to administrative positions compromises the ability in the exercise of administrative responsibilities to deal effectively with other judges, especially judges senior to them, thus creating inefficiency in the carrying out of their administrative duty. And I understand this point very well. Let me explain. They be my explanation. I made the teaching field because me, mama what I said, me papa ni me teachers, so I understand the teaching field to a certain extent. Over the teaching field, ye wankrophobia, omo ye trained teachers. Now so omo ye juma ewo office administratively. Into ko Ghana Education Service ni sa nyama na sa nkrofo ne ye juma wo ho. Those people don't teach in the offices. In fact, even in the teaching field ne kra no, ube rise in the ranks. Udru baby na ba bedane director, untena classroom, entra adiebium. You be given an office and then you work into no your administrative work. Teachers no nsembe ba wo ho. Na bia won so wo dey afford a higher a year portfolio. Now the reason why omoya ne san say obetena office so inti teachers no dey nsem ne ba beto animu a na wenya time no e dey deal with it. But imagine say uye teacher ni na uye administrative work. Uye wi a ho se wo san so dwane kwa classroom e san so kwakwa tra ade. You see, I made you man taught I made you man from to say was a echo. Because if you are here administrative work now, you be kono what a classroom a trade. You be classroom say if you are brabe trade no na emergency be about administrative or administration who was a handle. Inti I made you man in your den. Inti sadi na Chief Justice ni ye na ya de bia you say oba be ha the judiciary no. Inti omontia say the inti Chief Justice no this anyama we ni na eba and some of the judges no na administratively no e was say afi wo mu na omu dealing with judges bia eye higher than them omu seniors ni nyama ntia ma judiciary ho ni na no e ba be ye bibie wo ho what you say so obi be say something which is there into no basically no in some way you raise etia the Chief Justice the 25 cases are you raise etia the Chief Justice no no montre mo adwen me da say